with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more. Early Break is hitting the road to the NCAA tournament in Oklahoma City. Join me, Jake Sorensen, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 a.m. in the outdoor patio area of the Courtyard Marriott in downtown OKC on both Thursday and Friday. Come down and hang out to start the day before Nebraska plays Troy on Thursday, and then join us on the off day on Friday as well. Early Break's trip to OKC is made possible by Sandhills Careers, who is growing in Lincoln. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old-school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy, Swim.
I'm glad it does.
It's good to be back in the studio. 11 days away. I probably shouldn't have started off singing because you should have took 11 more.
I know.
Swim, it is good to see you. Rudy G. Gobert, it is good to see you as well.
Sure, you too.
Folks, it is a new era. It's a new day. It is a new feeling in the state of Nebraska. If you're a longtime Husker fan, I felt it the moment I got off the airplane last night in Omaha. When we landed, the plane landed a little softer. The air was a little crisper. The sun shined a bit brighter. Because you know why, Swim?
Why is that?
We finally got that dadgum gorilla off our back as one of the teams that did not advance in the NCAA tournament. The curse is over, my brother.
That is right. And what a great feeling it is. I mean, honestly, I will say this. I think members of the team also celebrated accordingly last night. So
hopefully not too accordingly.
But I would imagine that the decent number of them have celebrated accordingly. We saw that they did not release a cinematic recap because they were spending the evening on Bricktown. Mm-hmm. They released that, saying that they were going to spend the evening on Bricktown. So I don't know. AD, here's the deal. I don't worry about this team not locking in for the next game. That's one thing I will say. Like as I bring that up, and I do hope that they celebrated and enjoyed. I'm not worried about them losing sight of what the goal is, and why. It's because their head coach is who he is.
Yeah, yes and no. I'm all about,
interesting. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I like when you go, oh, interesting.
Well, it is interesting because
I like the fact. I like the fact that you could use. Okay, it's off your back.
Yeah,
but I would be celebrating very mildly, and I mean very mildly,
sure.
Because you did that, but that's not why you came there. You didn't go there to win one game.
Yeah.
So you have a short. As of today, that game's done.
Exactly.
So last night, I'm all about, and I know those guys, like you mentioned, Nick, I'm not worried about those guys not being locked in because I can't imagine them tearing the bricks out of Bricktown last night because they realized, we got that off, but that's not why we came here. We came to keep winning games.
Yeah, I'll say this though. I'm sure Husker fans tore it off
No,
of
that's a
Bricktown.
different story.
I mean, hey, did you see the video of the dude jumping in the canal?
No.
Oh yeah,
he jumped in a canal.
In the canal that runs through Bricktown.
Why?
There's Husker fans that are they're jumping. Well, he was in it for a while, but I just here's the thing. I'm sure Oklahoma City is loving what Nebraska fans are bringing to the city.
They're loving Nebraska.
Today, I would imagine is going to be just as electric as yesterday, just because you have more first round games. You have obviously the number one seed in Florida playing today in that side of the bracket that people are going to be watching and paying close attention to. But then AD, tomorrow, the best but also worst thing to happen is it be a 7:45 p.m. tip-off, because that gives Husker fans all day long, whether they're in Oklahoma City or right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. It gives them all day long to get ready, to get primed, to get pre-gaming for Nebraska versus Vanderbilt tomorrow night, 7:45. I was talking to Thomas Villianco earlier today, and I know of a lot of people that are saying, "Hey, I'm flying down tonight, like Friday night. I'm driving down today. We're making the trip just for tomorrow's game because we want to be there." And so I would imagine the crowd will be just as noticeable, and if not more noticeable, tomorrow. And you expect that to at least account for a decent amount of Nebraska's advantage tomorrow.
Swim, when I seen that 7:45 start, I'm thinking, oh boy. And I tell you who else did. Vandy's coach said,
oh yeah,
oh boy. Because it's basically, and I was passing by Pinnacle Bank last night.
Yeah.
The arena, coming home from the airport. And I was just thinking, what a heck of a season it's been, man.
Yeah.
So when you go back and you look back at when Nebraska started off at, the 5-0, and they got the 10-0 and so on and so forth. And just seeing where those young men are at right now. There's a lot to process here, and for me, Swim, at 52, RG, you what, 23? 23, yep. Swim, you're 25. You guys' age almost combined.
Yeah.
And hey, watch your mouth. You watch your dirty mouth, Swim.
How's it feel?
Dude, I tell you what, and there's fans that are much older than me that have watched it a lot longer than I have to no avail. And the guy that I really, besides the team itself, outside of the team, and I consider this guy part of the team, but you got to feel great for Kent Pavelka.
Oh, yeah, man.
You got to love Kent
Pavelka. I was texting back and forth with Kent on Monday, and it was very little. But the one thing I will say about Kent is he's always so gracious with his time. And over these last couple of years, especially, as he's approached now over 40 years of calling Nebraska basketball games, he is definitely much more willing to talk about how much of a struggle it's been. The everything that you saw on the video that is going viral around the entire world that was released yesterday from his final call was it just, you could see the release, and it was so cool because sure, are there programs out there that this is a constant and this is consistently what happens? Yeah, it is.
It's not us.
But it's not Nebraska.
That's right.
And you can make fun of Nebraska. You can make fun of Nebraska fans. You can make fun of the program for celebrating what it was. But AD, I tweeted this out yesterday, and this is just the most mind-boggling stat over the last 6-7 years of Fred Hoiberg's tenure, and it is simply that in here. Let me get the specific numbers correct. In the first 4 seasons of Nebraska basketball, 2019 to 2023, Nebraska was 40-83.
What was that again? Read that.
From 2019 to 2023, Nebraska was 40-83. That featured 2 back-to-back 7-win seasons. That also featured 7 win seasons. And those were years where you would win in 1, maybe 2 conference games in the entire season. You were losing games to Southern and to Southern Utah, and you were in nail biters. Well, you were in nail biters against Kennesaw State at home. Like that's where you were. And these last 3 years, from 2024 to now 2026, you are 71-31. Nebraska basketball has won 71 games in the last 3 seasons. And that's something that shows what Fred Hoiberg's been able to do, how he's been able to pivot. And I was texting back and forth yesterday with Peyton Borders, who's been on the show before, recruiting coordinator for Husker men's basketball. And it was so funny. I just he texted, the text back I got was, "Man, Nick, today was crazy." And so it just, once again, it just talks about the kind of the what they're experiencing in that locker room, but also the prize is still in front of them.
Rudy, you being from San Antonio, Texas, obviously Incarnate Word is right in your hometown. Yeah. Prior to Nebraska losing to Incarnate Word, I literally had to look it up. I'll never forget. I was downtown with a buddy of mine. We're watching that game, and we seriously just lost. That's how low Nebraska was. And like I said, no disrespect to Incarnate Word. In fact, there's a quarterback, that's traveled about 8 schools, is just chosen to go there. Went to 7 schools. He was at Duke for a while. Then he was at Florida, LSU for a while. Forget the young man's name. That quarterback that's been at 7 schools.
Is it TJ Finley?
TJ Finley. That's where he's at now, is Incarnate Word. Rudy, that's where we were. You coming in from the outside, and you being in Lincoln now for what, 4 years or 3 years?
5, actually.
5 years. Yeah. And you're seeing Nebraska literally bottom in the basement to where they at now. What's it like from not only looking at the outside, but even a different institution? What is it like? What has it been like for you to watch this?
Yeah, no, I mean, kind of going to what you said, it's like the last 3 years, it's obviously felt almost entirely different. And so I think coming in here, it's like you hear about the football team, you hear about the volleyball team, you hear about wrestling. Like there's all these programs that are doing so much, and it's like there's maybe not football, but there's some programs where it's like they're slacking a little bit or they're a little behind. They're just rebuilding. And so I think for how fast it's happened, I think that's always cool to see. I think if people don't know, obviously most of our listeners do, like how passionate our Husker community and Husker fans are. I think it's something that has been brewing for a while, and I'm glad it's happening for the Huskers, no matter where my fandom lies sometimes. I think it's something that kind of just shows a test to who the Husker fans, Husker community, like I said, are. It's just keep going, keep trying, and it's paying off. I mean, it's something cool I'm always enjoying to see. I was watching a little bit of the game before class yesterday, and I love seeing it. I think it's a big testament to who this program's becoming, so I love it.
Rudy, well said. Big Ty, good morning. Now, if we could just get a natty for football, life would be complete. Yeah, that is true. Disc golf, Jake, ain't no way OKC has any Busch Light left after last night. I would agree with that. Unknown texter 2086, good morning. I'm working out in Loop City, and I jumped into Lake Sherman yesterday. Go Big Red. Yeah. Swim, let's bring this to you, okay? Yeah. Because this, folks, is going to let you know. Swim is going to be here for a segment, maybe the next one too. Or do you got to dip? If you got
I probably got to dip.
I know you got to get head and set up. And Nick, thank you for your hard work and take care of things here. Yeah. Team effort out of Buffalo Wings and Rings.
I'm not the one that's on air for 6 hours a day. Bach and Wyman yesterday were the real stars.
Appreciate all you guys, Bach, Wyman, all you fellas taking care of that. Austin, the crew down in OKC, etc. Swim. You started here, and just to let you know, that's what I was going to say. At 10 o'clock, folks, it's going to be open text line, open phone line. We're just going to be discussing Husker basketball and the history of it. Yeah. We'll dive into some ladies basketball as well, as they got a tough game against Baylor at 1 p.m. today. Husker men's wrestling is making some noise, a lot of noise. Husker baseball's got Michigan matched up, so we'll discuss that a little bit. But Swim, you first walked in the radio station as an intern at what age?
Was it been 17?
17 years old.
Yeah.
In all due seriousness. So for you, that's just literally just 8 years ago, give or take. You've seen Nebraska. You just mentioned that stat from 2019 to 2023. They were 40 and what?
40 and 83.
40 and 83.
Yeah.
You being a connoisseur of sports. Because, Nick, you're an outlier. Because most folks your age are not this knowledgeable about sports, not this into sports, but you are. What has this meant for you watching this? And last night when you seen that, yesterday morning actually take place, what did you feel? Were you like, what's going on here?
I'll be honest. Okay, so this is from the vantage point of like being able to cover the team. AD, like obviously now you've been in radio long enough, Rudy. You're figuring it out as we go. Like this job is always awesome, but it's a little less awesome when your teams are not winning. Like that's the honest truth. And I know there's so much out there about the media and how like people think that the media loves when their teams lose and stuff. Like, sure, does it make radio specific easier to do maybe when teams are bad and you can just live off of mad texts and mad phone calls for a couple hours a day? Maybe, but also it sucks because you're thinking about what you're talking about. There's so much negativity of this. Yesterday, guys, like we can get into the actual game because I do think it's important at some point. But what it meant yesterday. This now is setting up the program for Fred Hoiberg to have success beyond. Like I think that what yesterday does and what this season has done and what he's done over the last 3 years, that's the reason I think it's important to clump the 3 into it, is because you have it to where this is not just a 1 year sample. Like this is not in this day and age of transfer portal. This is not Nebraska essentially going out and buying a roster just for a 1 season wonder. This is a sustainable and consistent build, and you don't expect it to stop in the near future.
I'm glad you brought up this sets him up, Coach Hoiberg and staff up for long term. Swim, you think about what Coach Hoiberg and his staff can say to recruits that are watching when they look at OKC and they see that place become Pinnacle Bank South.
Yeah.
Swim, how big is that from a recruiting standpoint? Not only Nebraska won the game, but the diehard Husker fans to pack that place out.
Well, I think here's the thing. And maybe this is a little bit of a hot take and an unpopular opinion. It means a lot, but everybody also is already aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you just need to win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. I mean, not to bring Nebraska football into this conversation, but that's the crossroads they're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
The fan engagement and investment is never an issue, and it will never be an issue. And recruits, like we can sit there and we can talk to recruits and we can say, hey, what does the fan base mean to you? And they can sit there and be like, oh, best fans in Husker, in the country, and that can be very accurate and true. But also at some point you got to win, and for every single time we didn't think that Nebraska basketball's fan investment could be any greater. Guess what? They started winning. They've won 71 games in the last 3 years, and it's never been higher.
Swim, you said this back in July. It was June or July as we were getting closer to football season. And Rudy, it resonated. And I bring it up often to the listeners who listen to this on a regular. You know I do this. Swim said, everybody talks about, it takes time to win. You got to do this. You got to do that. And Swim, you mentioned, and it's truer even now as you look at the basketball team. It is what it is. You said it's time to win now.
Yeah,
there's no excuses not to win now. And Swim, I tell you what,
you can't keep hitting snooze on the alarm.
You can't. And I thought about that, Swim, and I was thinking about you yesterday. I was in Minneapolis in a coffee shop watching this game, and I was just thinking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how far this team is, because I literally, Swim. I had a frog in my throat just thinking how much years of – I was thinking about Henry Buchanan. I was thinking about Jerome Boone. I was thinking about Terrence Badge. I'm going to try to get Terrence on the show today. Bruce Chubbuck, Pike, and all those guys. Nee, and even 10 Miles. What an awesome
Timmy
gesture
and Doc
him yesterday.
Yeah, Doc was tweeting out.
Sent a tweet about him. I mean, it's, Kip Pavelka, all the fans that are listening that are 75, 78, 79, my father-in-law, my pops got arrested. So my brother, Mark, all those guys that have been diehards that have just just begging for a team that was reputable.
Here's the thing, AD. So, and this is where maybe it's time for a break. I don't know. But here's the thing. Like, this is where nobody can argue with, this is not like a generation thing where it's like, hey, Nick, your generation hasn't been suffering for as long. So it matters less. No, but what I'm saying is it can mean the same, just it can be slightly different for every person. For example, AD, for you, it's those guys that you went to school with. It's that win yesterday was for Henry, and this was for Badge, and it was for all these dudes. For me, yesterday's win was for Teran Petaway and Siobhan Shields and Derek Walker and guys
Sam
like
Griesel.
Sam Griesel and even going farther back, the Ryan Andersons and the Brandon Richardsons and the Brandon Ubells and the Trevor Mankey. Like yesterday it means the same for us. It's not about how long you've waited. It's about who it vindicated.
Yeah.
And in all seriousness, it can be a different group of players, but yesterday's win for your generation was for the guys that played in the 80s and 90s. Yesterday's win for my generation was for the guys that played in the late 2000s and early 2010s. That's what it was for yesterday. Doesn't take away, doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything more for you than it does for me. Doesn't mean anything less for me than it does for you. Like at the end of the day, yesterday was just a culmination of all the sucking over and over. and you talk about losing to Incarnate Word back in 2014, and you lose back to Gardner Webb in 2016, and you lose to Southern and Fred Hoiberg's first game, and you have the whole situation where Tim Miles was let go and the guy didn't, nobody really wanted Timmy gone, but it was just time to make a change. And he has that quote outside of Memorial Stadium. He's like, look, guys, I'm going to go home and enjoy a nice cold Coors Light, and like those types of things. And then Doc Sadler gets fired and then comes back as an assistant coach in the early years of Fred Hoiberg. Like just the stories and everything that's happened over these last couple of years and last, 40 years, I guess. It just all culminated to that moment. And now to think that they're one win away from the freaking Sweet 16 in a national tournament
crazy, dude.
Is so cool. But there is a part of it where maybe you do need to act like you've been here before. And I expect this team with the leadership that they have, starting at the top with Fred Hoiberg, knowing how that staff operates with Nate Lenzer and those guys, all the way down to equipment managers. And then, the leadership and the guys in the locker room. I'm just not worried about this moment getting too big for them right now.
You know what? Before we go to break here, again, thank you for taking the time. Like I said, just coming in, I wanted to hear your perspective as not only a fan, but also as a reporter on the team. Just that perspective of it. When Coach Lenzer. I can't talk right. Lenzer. Remember, I was trying to say weight womb, and I kept saying weight womb.
Yeah.
But when Coach Lenzer was walking off yesterday, and they got different videos and things like that on social media, he was looking at the floor and kind of straight ahead, dialed freaking in. I'm just thinking he's already thinking about who we're going to play next. He's just like we talked when you out in UCLA. He was like, when they beat USC, but I'm thinking more about what's next. And like you said, Swim, I don't worry much about this team. Like I said, whatever happens on Saturday, it's not going to be because they weren't prepared.
Yeah,
I will say that if you get beat, you get beat, but it's not going to be because we're prepared. This team just has a resolve. A certain moxie about him that's just been noticeable all year.
And talking about the game now specifically, it is important to note, by the way, Scott Cross, Troy's head coach, is going to be the next head coach at Georgia Tech. He's agreed to a deal this morning to become the next.
That had to have happened recently.
To agree to become the next head coach at Georgia Tech. And so back-to-back NCAA tournament bids for Troy there. He's going to go off to Georgia Tech, but Troy didn't play that great yesterday. There's something to also be said, like to analyze this game and to be as truthful and upfront as honest. Nebraska was ready to go. Nebraska showed an edge that maybe we haven't seen since early parts of January for the full 40 minutes. I thought Nebraska was ready to go, and they played really, really well. But guys, here's the deal: like Troy was not hitting shots. I thought Nebraska did a really good job.
Early they did, and then after that, it kind of faded.
Yeah,
away.
right. When it was like 15-12, like 15-9, Troy was hitting shots, but like they were not great defensively. They continued to allow Price Sanford to stay open. Like details like that. That's where I go back to what I said earlier this week of where I wasn't too concerned about it simply because it wasn't a Big Ten team. Mm-hmm. Like Nebraska just needed to get out of the Big Ten and show once again why they were one of the best teams in the Big Ten. And so that's what happened yesterday. I'm not reading too much into Nebraska dominated. And now look at that. look, Vanderbilt only beat McNeese by 10 and they beat Troy by 20 something. Like I'm not thinking there's a direct correlation there. I'm sure if you ask Troy, it feels like they probably should have felt like they should have been playing a little bit better, hit some more shots and things like that. But Nebraska did a lot of good yesterday. But now tomorrow, you're going to be facing a different beast. You're facing off against a team in Vanderbilt that has some of the best guard play in the entire country. We've seen at Nebraska how important and how valuable successful guard play with Jamarcus Lawrence and Sam Hoiberg can be, not in terms of scoring or facilitating, but in a moment and on a stage like this, AD and Rudy, your ability to control the pace, your ability to slow things down, speed things up, and just have the intuition and the feel of knowing which one is the right one to do at the right time. Things like that matter. That's what allowed Vanderbilt to come back. They were down by 11 at one point to McNeese, allowed them to come back and win by 10. That's a 21-point swing at one point. That's where Nebraska is going to have to, once again, stay sound defensively, which you have a lot of faith in Nate Lenzer and that defensive game plan. And I do think Nebraska gets it done tomorrow. I do. And if that is the case, man, Sweet 16 down in Houston is going to be unhinged, and I'm all for it.
Swim, you mentioned that guard play, and we'll talk about this later on in the show at the 10 o'clock segment. But you look at Nebraska's losses, all of them had strong guard play. You look at Smith at Purdue.
Well, all the best teams have
they got strong backcourts.
All the best teams, and this is Nebraska
Illinois,
included.
Freshman sensation.
People discredit and they yell and they complain about Jamarcus Lawrence time and time again, but I will never jump on that train because Nebraska's guard play and their pace that they've been able to play with. Nebraska yesterday, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I want to say they had 20 assists on 6 turnovers. Maybe you guys can help me out with that.
Troy, we scored 17 points off their turnovers.
Well, yeah, 17 points off of turnovers. But I'm saying Nebraska as a team, I know Rudy's looking it up.
Okay.
Nebraska as a team had 20 assists on 6 turnovers. Is that right?
Yeah.
That is the very that's the number one when we talk to Fred after every single game, whether it's a win, whether it's a loss. I remember talking to Fred after USC. I remember talking to Fred after what would that have been, a Michigan State game back at home. It's very similar. They prioritize the assist to turnover ratio, and Nebraska got back to their vintage December, early January ways yesterday, and the assist to turnover numbers, things like that matter. And that number is a direct representation of how well or poorly your guards played. And so we can, as fans and as casual spectators, it's easy for us to sit there and go, Jamarcus, what the hell? Why'd you turn it over? But then it's okay maybe at the end of a game to zoom out and go, okay, you know what? Nebraska had 20 assists and 6 turnovers. Yeah. That one minor turnover didn't really play a factor on the game.
Folks, we're going to hop to break. And as we hop to break, Swift from Lincoln. Good morning, Swift. He goes, I agree with you, Nick. Nebraska was firing, but Troy looked terrible after those first 10 minutes. Yeah. And, Nebraska, Swift, I agree with you. Nebraska just overwhelmed them after that.
They did. But that's what good teams do. That's another thing is once again, it's what we had to go through at the beginning of the parts of the year, AD, where we kept on saying, guys, Nebraska's just better. It's as simply put as that. Nebraska's just the better team. Yeah. And people were freaking out yesterday when we were watching the game about, Nebraska down by 6. And it's everything's going to average
people
out.
Freaking out.
Wings and Rings was freaking out. And I love the passion at Wings and Rings, but it's everything's going to even out. Give them a chance to settle in.
Exactly.
There's 38 minutes left in the game. Yep. Nebraska's going to be okay because they're just the better team. The same way Duke was just okay because they were so much of a better team than Siena. That's
even
why
Michigan was slugging it up for a while.
Gonzaga only beat Kennesaw State by 9. Things like that. In March, when you control, you have to be able to control the nerves, control the pace. He talks about guard play there. I do have a birthday shout out. Chris from the Baldwin shop. He stopped by Wings and Rings yesterday, a longtime, heavily dedicated listener to 93.7 The Ticket, big time supporter of everything we do here. Great friends of ours. Chris celebrating his 75th birthday today. And so a major happy birthday to Chris.
Chris, happy birthday to you, man. And thank you for the listenership and the support all these years. I hope your day is a great one, a blessed one. Folks, we'll be back. We'll be just going over a lot of text messages. Swim, appreciate you for coming in.
Guys.
Again, to join some of those guys. Doors open at what time today? Not today. No, it is
today.
Today.
It's 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Husker women tip off at 1. We'll talk about that as well. It's The Drive, Friday. We'll be right back.
tired of your furnace running overtime this winter? Let Heartland of Nebraska Windows save the day. Upgrade to stunning, energy-saving triple-pane vinyl windows installed by their team of experts. Every window comes with a lifetime warranty on everything, all for a price you can actually afford. Free estimates, flawless replacements, and peace of mind from a family-owned business you can trust. Don't wait. Call Heartland of Nebraska Windows at 402-430-3852 or visit heartlandofnebraskawindows.com today. Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
And electrical.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Early break is hitting the road to the NCAA tournament in Oklahoma City. Join me, Jake Sorensen, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 a.m. in the outdoor patio area of the Courtyard Marriott in downtown OKC on both Thursday and Friday. Come down and hang out to start the day before Nebraska plays Troy on Thursday, and then join us on the off day on Friday as well. Early Break's trip to OKC is made possible by Sandhills Careers, who is growing in Lincoln. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs. all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Where there's smoke, there's flavor, and there's plenty of it at the Smokehouse at Super Savor and Russ's Market. Award-winning old world recipes made in Lincoln since 1984 with many flavors of smoked sausage and brats to choose from. The Smokehouse has something special for every season: brats and sausages for the grill, beef sticks and beef jerky for snacking, and smoked salmon, smoked turkey, or smoked hams for your holiday feast. Stop by the Smokehouse at Super Savor and Russ's Market today to fulfill your search for real flavor.
Now back to the Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on this beautiful Friday. Rudy.
Sir.
Just a good day to be alive, man.
Oh, yeah. No complaints today.
Rudy, real quick, man, before we get rolling, I'm going to talk about our good friend Jack Russell. He's been a world representative for Farm Bureau since 1999. Jack can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Rudy, I got to be honest. I hadn't said that in so long. I had to think for a second. Because, I know it by heart, but I was like, my mind went blank.
That muscle memory's gone.
Jack, appreciate you always, your support and being a teammate with us on this show. Rudy, real quick before we dive into the news of the ladies playing the Baylor Bears today at 1 o'clock, you got a game today, man. What's going on? Tell us what's going on with Wesleyan season so far.
Yeah,
brother.
so far it's been a little rough start, but we went to Florida last week for spring break. We played 7 games, went 2-5, which obviously is not great. But we faced the team that won the national championship last year. We played them twice.
Oh wow!
And we lost. I think we probably lost by 3 one game, had to come back, and then we just couldn't make it at the end. And then another one, the first time we were playing them, we were leading the entire game, and then one of our pitchers, not a call out, but we gave up a grand slam there, changed the entire game.
That hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts.
But I mean, like we competed last spring break. We played some pretty bad talent, got back here for conference play and got curb stomped. So hopefully this year, facing the better teams. Yeah, that first weekend last year was not good, but hopefully facing the tougher teams, like we didn't need the wins like that, but it gave us a good challenge. So I think we should be ready for conference play today, but we'll see. We've got to be optimistic for sure. I got full trust in our guys. So
who's today's opponent?
Luther from Decorah, Iowa, I believe.
Where in the heck is Decorah, Iowa?
Yeah, I don't know. It's in the middle of nowhere.
So is it? I wonder. Is it? Like text line, let us know. I can't look. Well, I could look it up right now. Yeah, we'll look that up. Really, where's Decorah, Iowa? And I've been throughout Iowa a number of times over the years. Can't recall a Decorah, Iowa. Where's that at? But a lot of people could say that about Nebraska too. There's a lot of towns that you wouldn't know about Nebraska either if you're not from here. Decorah. How do you spell it?
Decorah.
Decorah, Iowa.
I'm just gonna read off some. It says it's by St. Lucas. It looks pretty close to Wisconsin more than it is Iowa.
Okay, it's close to where?
Yeah, it's like right on the bottom of Minneapolis.
Oh, okay, so it's up there.
Yeah,
it's up there. Okay,
so that,
I got
northern
gotcha.
part. Yeah, but that's one of our biggest rivals right now. So that's getting me hyped at least for this weekend.
There you go. Rudy, good luck to you tonight. And Rudy, you're playing. You're what's your position again?
First base, but DH.
DH, absolutely. Rudy, good luck tonight to you and to the other Plainsmen that are playing tonight. 6 o'clock, first pitch.
Yes,
you bet. Congrats and good luck to you
sir,
guys, man. Good luck to you, folks. Tonight, I'm sorry, this afternoon. There's things going on tonight. A lot of basketball. There's so much March Madness, bro, that's going on. And I was able to watch the Husker ladies play on Wednesday night from the where the heck was I at Wednesday? I was in Minneapolis. Yep. I was able to watch them play Wednesday night. Rudy, the ladies got a much needed win. Of course, if you lose, you're done. So
yeah,
it was win or go home as far as that goes. So the ladies got a great win. They needed that win. And Rudy, I'm going to say this from a psychological standpoint. Okay, you were up, and not to peel the scab, but I'm going to. You were up 20 points at the half versus Indiana. And you get the exit door. First game, first round, Big Ten tournament, bye, go home. Rudy, if you were up 20 dadgum points over an opponent and they come back and win, you're more than pissed off, right or wrong.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Especially with the kind of season it's been, you know how big of a deal that tournament could have potentially been. Obviously, still made it in there, but I think, yeah, I don't know how you kind of walk away from that feeling a little content for sure.
Amy said yesterday on social media, I was watching kind of the pregame, not even social media before the air. She was like, mind over matter. Mind over matter. And I'm just going to say this, man. Listen, to come back and play a game against a very good Richmond, I can say very, but a decent Richmond team, their guard play was quick. In fact, I'm glad they got away from the guard play because they started taking some terrible shots because their guard play was quick. They gave us a problem. They had a forward that was very athletic. So Nebraska comes away with a 75-56 win over Richmond. Rudy, they looked sharp. They were confident. They were explosive, especially in that second half. Rudy, they opened up that third quarter. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man, I was nervous going into the second half because it was kind of a teeter-totter game, but they opened that up with a 17-0 run in the third quarter, and they showed this team they can seize the game completely because, I'm going to be honest, I was nervous thinking, okay, wait a minute. This is looking a lot like the Indiana game. All right, where they just kind of just imposed their will, but then they just went to sleep in the second half. I was worried about them going to sleep in the second half.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I think they came out, gave up only 6 in that third quarter. So, yeah, they definitely learned from it. I'm sure these halftime talks for the men's and the women this year have been very crucial. But to come out, give up 6 points, start off with that 17-0 run, I think they're like, there's never good things in losses, I'll say, in terms of that. But you can obviously learn from it. There's been a couple games they've had like a double-digit lead. They lose it late. And so I think, again, not fun to lose, but right now you're in the postseason. It's basically a whole new season is the way I see it. And so I've definitely enjoyed that they've learned from their losses, like that Indiana one especially. So, yeah, giving up 6 points in that third quarter got me excited. That was awesome.
It was a great run they had. This is Nebraska just happened to be in a bracket. They got a tournament win, the play-in, and they're taking care of. They're going to take care of business that first game, of course. Now they've got a much better opponent. But we can't say enough about the sensational second-year sophomore Britt Prince. She's the headliner. She is the engine. 17 points. She's averaging 4 assists and almost 2 steals. She dropped 22 in a 5-piece, 5 assists against Richmond. When your point guard, Rudy, is that efficient, and Rudy, there were 3-pointers, there were drives to the bucket. And you know what else impressed me the most was her jump chart, her 10 to 12-foot jumpers. You don't see that much with guys or girls in basketball anymore.
No.
You sure as heck don't see it much in the NBA. But, Rudy, she has the full tool belt, and with all the tools inside, there's not much she doesn't do. And she's just as deadly on the defensive side with steals as well.
Yeah, no, she got 1 steal last game, and she even had 2 blocks I'm reading here. So, like you're saying, she's not – obviously, she's our point guard. She's not going to be the tallest person out there, but she plays a lot more than her height shows, I'll say, too. But efficiency, absolutely. She was 10 to 14 on the field. Like, these are games, obviously, you need everyone to kind of step up. But when one of your key players can take over like that, dropping 22 anytime you're going to take. Yeah, I loved it from her. She's definitely had a great season for sure.
Michael Jackson had his 5 brothers and 4 brothers at different times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A, B, C. Remember
exactly.
that song?
Yep.
It's 1, 2, 3. Well, I tell you what, Nebraska, maybe not be the Jackson 5 as far as harmonizing, but Amaya Hargrove gives them 12 points, 5 rebounds. Jessica Petrie has been one of the most consistent players on that roster. Logan Nisley, she stretches the floor. Kellen Hakey brings veteran leadership. Bozen, she reminds me of, and this guy was before your time, text line, you remember Kevin McHale. And I'm not saying she's Kevin McHale type-ish moves. By no means am I saying that. What I am saying is she's got a full arsenal of moves down the paint, and it showed it paid us handsomely against Richmond. But, Baylor is going to be an issue, Rudy. This is not going to be a Richmond. Talia Scott, she's a pure scorer. She's one of the best in the country. She's averaging 20 points a game. She can score in bunches, and she scores in volumes. And I tell you what, and she knows how to get to the foul line. Rudy, quick point guards have been an Achilles heel for Nebraska throughout the season. Kind of the men's anyway, particularly the ladies, though. The athletic back front courts for the teams that we've lost to. You go to UCLA, you go to USC, even Indiana. You look at Ohio State. Those girls caused us issues. And Talia Scott can make you pay the price. So Nebraska has to make her work for everything. Now, you look at that matchup with the Talia Scott, whether it's going to be Britt Prince guarding her or who's going to be on my shore, how crucial is going to be for Nebraska to play heads-up ball. And also, it's going to take a concerted effort to stop Talia Scott, who's averaging 20 points a game.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially someone as deadly like that when they're shooting the ball. Obviously, she has a season high this year of 32 points. So she's someone that can get around pretty quickly on the court. I mean, like you're saying, it has been a pretty not clear issue to that extent, but obviously these better point guards are giving us trouble everywhere sometimes. So I think it is going to be a key emphasis Obviously, you're facing one of the better teams around college basketball, as they are almost every year, it seems. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think, obviously, like I said, once you're in this tournament, anything can happen. So hopefully they are able to contain her. She's who she is for a reason. I think she was an SEC player of the week a couple times last year, too. So hopefully they can have an answer for it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's one of those ones that I could see it going either way if we get there. So hopefully it's something that they're able to contain truly.
Rudy, you are spot on. They also bring a rebounding problem for Nebraska. Doriana Littlepage Bugs is her name. Dariana Littlepage Bugs. She's averages a double, 10 points and 10 rebounds a game. So that's a 4.6 rebound margin right there. That means Nebraska has to stay disciplined on the glass, because if you don't, Bugs will absolutely destroy you with second chance points. Actually, the second chance points is something that helped the men run away from Richmond on yesterday, not Richmond on yesterday, but Troy on yesterday as far as that goes. So the old Big 12 angle adds a lot of juice. Obviously, these are former conference rivals, Nebraska and Baylor in the old Big 12.
Yep.
Baylor leads the all-time series 10-6, but Nebraska had some big moments in this matchup, including major wins in 05, 07, and 2010 as well. So this is going to be a heck of a matchup. At 1 o'clock, that game comes on. It'll be ESPN. Will be covering that game. So you want to watch ESPN, and ESPN Plus will have that coverage in that. So you definitely want to check that out. That's a 1 p.m. tip-off. It's just basketball galore today, and I can't wait to see that. But again, Nebraska plays ESPN. It'll also be on the Radio Husker Sports Network as well. Covering the game, calling the game will be Jen Hildreth along with Kaylee Gramlich. That'll be calling that game. 1 p.m. tip-off. Cameron Indoor Stadium, home of Dukies. I know Austin Orman loves to see that D on that court when they're playing when Duke's out there. So, folks, we come back. Quick history segment, 10 o'clock. And for the rest of the show, where were you? What did you feel to see Nebraska take care of business? Also going to talk about the wrestling team. The wrestling team is making a lot of noise. And real quick about the wrestling, I want to be real quick about it, but the wrestling team's making some noise. And so for the history, I'm going to talk about the Husker men wrestling, because they're second place right now as a team with 27 points. Penn State is leading it right now with 40, but there's seven Huskers in the quarterfinals. So we'll talk about the Huskers, Mark Manning and his crew when we come back. It's The Drive.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light breeze. It'll be warm with an afternoon high near 85. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, below around 50. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return, be breezy and hot with a high near 93. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Husker fans, baseball is back in Lincoln, and it's time to get your tickets to Nebraska baseball. Catch great matchups all season long as the Huskers take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten, including Indiana, USC, and Iowa. Plus, don't miss midweek action against in-state rival Creighton and regional matchups with Kansas and Kansas State. Bring the whole family. General admission tickets start at just $10 or grab reserved seats for $15. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action this season. Get your tickets today by visiting huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppo Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppo. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at coppocars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Spring storms happen, but LES line workers are ready. While they're out in the weather, you can stay inside and still lend a hand by reporting your outage at les.com/report.
Wake up, Lincoln. You're not dreaming. Schaefer Sleep Gallery has closeout mattresses up to 50% off. Hurry in now for the best selection and savings on Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland closeouts. We're talking one-of-a-kinds, floor models, and closeouts up to 50% off. Plus, Schaefer Sleep Gallery has free local delivery on any closeout Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland mattress while they last. So hurry in to save hundreds. Plus, free local delivery on closeout mattresses in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's, 48th and R, Lincoln.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fourth quarter Friday. Rudy in those old football games, and not even old football games, you still see it in the fourth quarter comes around, they show up, they throw up the 4. It doesn't matter what happened the past 3 quarters. You got this last one to take care of business, baby. So, Rudy, doesn't matter what happened in Florida. That's what goes down tonight at 6 o'clock when that first pitch come out, baby. That's what it matters, man.
Exactly.
Folks, in Nebraska wrestling in the NCAA championships, Nebraska came out swinging in Cleveland and put themselves firmly in a national title conversation. National title conversation, folks. We're in second place right now. Coach Manning and his crew at 27 points total. As I mentioned, Penn State has 40. Here's the key stat. All 10 qualifiers for Nebraska are still live. Still got life. Fourth quarter, Rudy. In the quarterfinals, 7 Huskers. Bonus points, 9 total. 5 Tech Falls, 4 majors. Bottom line, Nebraska just didn't win. They dominated that scoreboard early on. And really, you think about this, and and listeners, I am no wrestling connoisseur. I don't know all the ins and outs, etc. But I love to keep up with Coach Manning and crew. First of all, he's a good human, and they've been first of all, throw that out. They're a heck of a wrestling team as far as that goes, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we obviously here at the station have a lot of shows that are around wrestling now. DP is obviously one of the biggest guys here on that.
Oh yeah, and he knows his stuff.
Yeah, rightfully so. And so I'm in the same boat. I don't think I know too much, at least specifics as they do for other sports. But in the same way, I was watching some of it. I was getting a haircut last night. They had it on their laptops, and I was just watching every single thing that was going on. And I think it kind of shows. Same with basketball. Like, this is a program that's just been up and up almost more every single year, even after having 2 national champions last year. And I think right now how many do we have? 7 advancing on, I believe.
Yes,
yeah,
7.
Exactly, which is just insane to say as well. So, I mean, I agree. I think the program's in a great spot. They're led perfectly, it seems. Like, this is a program that I do think needs more recognition as well. But I'm super proud of them. Obviously, this is just day 1. They're going to get day 2 today. So hopefully it keeps moving and they're going to be all there tomorrow, hopefully.
Rudy, you look at this, as you mentioned, there's 7 wrestlers in the quarterfinals. That's a series championship death. Everyone is still alive. There's no dead weight in the lineup. If you would, this is how you win trophies and not just matches. No, you win trophies doing something like this. There's 9 bonus points in one day, which is elite, which they did. Close wins keep you alive. Bonus points like they have will keep you championships. Kind of some of the stars that showed up. Brock Hardy at 141. Antrell Taylor, of course, the defending national champion. Christopher Minto at 174. AJ Ferrari, of course. He's just doing his thing. So the upsets, Chance Lamer beats number 13, upset number 14, Colin Gage. Camden McDaniel at 197, dominate number 6 seed late. Silas Alred, come from behind, major decision, that veteran toughness. So Nebraska has got everything in front of them right now. Obviously, you're chasing the wily veteran. Penn State is always up there, usually along with Iowa, but Penn State has been the top of the hill for the past number of years. Like I said, you don't even have to watch wrestling and like acutely to understand that Penn State, year after year, they're constantly up there, and Nebraska year after year is chasing them. So, and that not only they're not far behind right now. They have everyone alive. So they definitely were within striking distance of making some more noise there. So in Nebraska, we're ahead of Iowa. We're ahead of Oklahoma State, Ohio State. That is not an accident. That is from recruiting and coaching that Coach Manning have done. And it's always cool to have the players. And I know that DP does a great job of bringing in Coach Manning. The players are kind of talking, the offseason, they're talking about their training, et cetera. And these boys work, man. I'm telling you, I still feel that wrestling is the hardest practices between that and swimming. Swimming, because you're constantly moving.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no stopping. And in wrestling, if you stop, you're getting pinned, most likely,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
those 2 things are, and Rudy, let's be honest, man. It ain't like baseball practice and football practice. You running the whole time.
Oh, no, yeah. We have too much downtime sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, those guys, like, their practice is literally just wrestling. Like,
That's it.
Yeah, you're going to be grappling. We run or we walk by our wrestling building at West Lane, too. Those guys are just sprinting the whole time. It's like, yeah, y'all are a little different. Good for you guys. That's not for me.
They're constantly moving, man. Money G in Kansas, what's up? He goes, have you ever eaten at Bitch Pub in Minneapolis? If you have to go, if you have to, do not go. If you have not gone, I told you I can't talk right tonight, Louis, this after morning. If you haven't, you definitely got to go. I have not been there, Money G in Kansas. I'm not even sure the name of the restaurant I went to when I was there. Because this week, man, I was in Texas, Louisiana, Charlotte for longer than I wanted to be. And then Minnesota yesterday. So it was a long week. But, man, I have not checked that out, Money G in Kansas. Minneapolis got a lot of great eateries. So I have to definitely check that out, brother. Folks, when we come back, it is all Husker basketball. We're going between the numbers. Want to hear from you. We've already heard from a lot of you already. I'm going to get to those texts. What's your feelings about, and somebody texted in, Nebraska is going to play Vandy, is who we have coming up Saturday night at 7:45 p.m. in OKC. If you're making your way down to OKC, drive safely, fly safe, and all that good stuff. In a quick programming note, just one of our own, and I seen this text, and I got a text about this from some of our former teammates. Keep former Nebraska running back Tony Davis in your prayers. He is entered into hospice. Touchdown, Tony Davis. I mean, solid dude. We've had him on our show before. I've known Tony and his family since I was a kid, because me and his kids, Josh and all those guys, ran around the stadium. And I was older than those guys, of course. But when Tony was down there at Nebraska as an assistant, he had a lot of his kids down there running around too. So our heart and our prayers go out for Tony. Brother, we love you. We're praying for you and the entire Davis family. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive.
Wake up, Lincoln. You're not dreaming. Schaefer Sleep Gallery has closeout mattresses up to 50% off. Hurry in now for the best selection and savings on Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland closeouts. We're talking one-of-a-kinds, floor models, and closeouts up to 50% off. Plus, Schaefer Sleep Gallery has free local delivery on any closeout Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland mattress while they last. So hurry in to save hundreds, plus free local delivery on closeout mattresses in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's, 48th and R, Lincoln.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O.
Biggest question people have is, how do I start the process? What is the process? I want to build a new home, but I don't know what the first step is.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
The first step is make an appointment. Come on into my office. Let's sit around the table. Let's talk about what you're looking for, what your needs are, what your budget might be. And let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. And get a house that you're going to be happy with. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done. Once you find a good lot, let's get it reserved because there's a very limited number of lots in this town. And then start designing that floor plan that's going to be perfect for you. Next thing you know, we're moving dirt.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Copple. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at copplecars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G173977 with approved credit.
Early break is hitting the road to the NCAA tournament in Oklahoma City. Join me, Jake Sorensen, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 a.m. in the outdoor patio area of the Courtyard Marriott in downtown OKC on both Thursday and Friday. Come down and hang out to start the day before Nebraska plays Troy on Thursday, and then join us on the off day on Friday as well. Early Break's trip to OKC is made possible by Sandhills Careers, who is growing in Lincoln. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Schweezel Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us.
Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwizo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this beautiful. I mean, Rudy, I was on the deck last night at 8:30 watching basketball outside.
Yeah.
March 19th, outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was snowing last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Rudy. So Sunday, when I was driving to Omaha, okay, so I spoke Monday morning in Omaha. Big shout out to the Nebraska Municipal Clerks Association. I spoke for them. And a big shout out to all of our municipal clerks because they do so much for our towns and cities around the state of Nebraska. They are the record keepers of everything. They literally keep the history of the town as far as meetings and legislation, all that stuff. So big shout out to them there. I appreciate you all. Then I was down in Texas, in Longview. Big shout out to the new friends. I mean, just awesome people, man. Texas Bank and Trust. Great people down there, a mixture of fans. And like as it always is for you guys in Texas, There were Baylor fans, there was A&M fans, there were, Longhorns, Houston. I mean, you go TCU.
Yeah.
You can go on and on and on. So big shout out to them. And then yesterday was for the Minnesota Transportation and Engineers Association Conference of Spokane. So great people up there, man. A great time being up in those areas. But Rudy, man, I'm still, when I got off the plane yesterday, I could feel it in the airport in Omaha. A lot of red on. Mm-hmm. Even in Minneapolis, I thought some people were red, but they were wearing Wisconsin gear. And so I didn't say anything to them. I don't talk to the Badgers. I don't talk. And there were no Gophers to be found, any gear or anything like that. But Nebraska basketball, folks, I can't say enough. Again, text into the text line 402-464-5685. Let us know your thoughts on the game yesterday, where you were watching, where you listened, and all that good stuff, because this is literally uncharted waters for our men's basketball program. Rudy, again, going back to you, when it was said and done, where were you were you watching it? Were you listening to it? Did you catch post game? Were you in practice?
No, I was out of class, so I was in my room actually eating lunch before practice. So I saw it all finish at least. Our work group chat here, they were texting right away, and I was like, I had a second where I was like, I could be a Longhorn fan here and kind of give them some nonsense, but I was like, you know what? See, Thomas and Lincoln gets it. I like this. The men's Longhorn team keeps getting wins. Yep. As long as y'all keep winning and we keep winning, it's all good. But no, I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
So Rudy.
Yep.
I got to think of the brackets. You know where I'm going,
so,
don't you?
Yeah.
So if Nebraska faces Texas anywhere in this situation, well, I already know, but who are you going for?
It depends where I'm at. If I'm on air, I'll cheer for Nebraska. If I'm on the radio, I'll keep it nice. But if I'm at home, I got to stay true. I'm sorry, unfortunately.
But you know what? You don't even got to say sorry, man.
Yeah.
That's where you're from, dude.
Exactly.
That's your home. If you play for Nebraska, obviously, in a Nebraska sport,
that's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
University of Nebraska. But
Exactly.
I can understand. I would do the same. I would do the same.
But if they're anybody else they're playing, I'm cheering for the Huskers no matter what. So that's where I'm at.
Well, Thomas and Lincoln on Tuesday night when I was speaking down in Longview, it was a pretty big audience, and there was a mixture of fans. In the bank owner, actually CEO, Rogers Pope, good man. He's a Baylor grad, and so he was jabbing at the Texas fans how they had to play in to get into the tournament.
Yep.
And then I think they kind of put it back on me. It's like, where y'all at again?
Yeah, exactly.
So Thomas and Lincoln, yes, and your Longhorns had a heck of a game last night against BYU because that game was tight for a while, man. That game was tight for a while. That three with about, not sure how much time was left, but he hit it from the corner. That kind of was the dagger in there. Some more of the Texas right here. The text message, Brad from Baldwin. What's up, Brad? Watched with Nick and was able to secure a ping pong ball. There you go, man. Money G in Kansas. As a Husker fan living in Kansas, it feels so good to see K-State fans. He goes, it would be amazing if KU got beat today. I'll read a few more before I hop in back to the bulk of the numbers. Right here, Husker. Good morning to you, Husker. Appreciate you. Yesterday was unbelievable. I'm still on cloud 9. I'm right with you, my brother. Getting to experience at GBR. Let's keep this weekend rolling with the ladies. I totally agree with you on that. IQ crew, what's up, brother? Since Nebraska won yesterday, the goalposts of the narrative have been moved. I agree. Of all Power 4 teams, only Nebraska and Northwestern, I'm sorry, Aiken, to bring up Northwestern, have made it to the Sweet 16. And Nebraska has their first attempt tomorrow. There's so many headlines and storylines that Rudy, we could go on and go off of for this game. And I even woke up this morning and just still really just on cloud 9, man, because when I was in school, you had the Stricklands, you had the Terrence Badgetts, Jerome Boones, the T. Lews, the Bo Reeds, the Bruce Chubbicks, the Piatowskis, Jamar Johnson, that whole crew. I can go on and on with those Husker legends. Growing up, I was watching Henry T. and Bill Jackman and Dave Hoppin, Clifford Scales. I can go on and on with the different names, but yesterday was about this team this year. Rudy, when they started off hot at 10-0, I don't know why that sticks in my head, 10-0. What were your thoughts then, and are you surprised where they're at now?
I think surprised just in terms of how long it went on, yeah. And it wasn't like, oh, there's some fluke team. Obviously, same thing we saw with Miami of Ohio. 10 wins, anytime you're on a streak like that, you're still on a streak no matter what. Like, with basketball, you still got to go out there and beat these guys. It's not as mismatched as some football games are. But I was always going to hope that the tournament win was in sight. But, I mean, I don't think anybody expected it to come down to it like this in terms of the season that's been had. And so I'm not surprised in terms of, oh, they're a bad team. Obviously, they won the crown last year, which we kind of see didn't mean a huge thing in terms of what we're trying to accomplish this year. But they're obviously a talented team, so that was always there. But I think seeing how it happened, seeing how many wins it happened, seeing the types of losses and how close they were, like, this is a team that I was surprised to see, but it didn't shock me in oh, they're bad, they're going to surprise me. It was just like that. Like, they have the talent to do it. I hope they can click together and do it, and they did it. So I was more pleasantly surprised than, oh, I didn't see it coming, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Nebraska has proven their mettle all throughout the year in a rugged Big Ten conference. Dan Dixon, what's up, brother? He goes at a local restaurant, no free shout-outs, including my wife. And I kept thinking the announcers were saying Scott Frost as Troy's head coach. We all agree we had PTSD there with Husker football. I think a lot of people thought they were saying, was like, wait a minute, Scott Frost. Different Frost their coach as well. DD, what's up, brother? I got to wave to him real quick when I was coming in the house last night. But, folks, here's the reality. This is the first time ever. I know I've said this, but I'm still just on cloud 9. Nebraska's dancing, of course, into the second round in state tournament. First, let that sink in for a minute. Nebraska is dancing, and they're part of the 32 teams now. There's still work to be done. You celebrate it. We can celebrate as fans a little longer than the players can, because if you're a player right now, Rudy, that game's done.
Oh, yeah.
As of midnight, that game is over. History's made. You spend more time postseason thinking about the journey, but right now, there's still, like I said, I've said this example before, Rudy. If me and you were driving down to San Antonio to your place, and we get to Oklahoma City, we don't celebrate.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say, okay, that's a nice milestone. We're at a rest stop right now. We're going to recalibrate, refuel, refocus, and that's what Nebraska got to do right now. The goal is not to get to Oklahoma City. The goal is to keep winning and to get to your hometown of San Antonio. For Nebraska, that's getting past Vandy on Saturday night at 7:45. But let that sink in. For years, not even for years, folks, for decades, we haven't talked about Nebraska basketball. We've talked about what Nebraska ball hasn't done. Rudy, 0-8 in the tournament prior to this. Close calls, missed opportunities, and maybe next year. But next year showed up yesterday morning. Think about that for a second. Next year showed up yesterday morning. Because now here's what I'm going to play, just like to kind of play with your emotions a little bit, folks. Imagine if Nebraska had lost yesterday. Would it be similar, Swim? I'm sorry. I'm just talking Swim. You know what I'm talking about, RG, Rudy. Now, obviously, Nebraska basketball has not nearly had the success of women's volleyball. So that's kind of an unfair comparison. But for the year that Nebraska volleyball had, and to go and lose and come up short, and you felt like, would we have felt the same way for Nebraska basketball? Maybe even worse, because women's volleyball has been there. They've won it as far as that goes. They've won it until your pesky Longhorns gotten away a couple times as well. But we're not going to talk about that. So I think it'd be, for me personally, I can't speak for the fan base, but I can only speak for myself, Rudy, that I would have felt worse, because it's like, really? This historic year. The women's volleyball has done it a number of times. Historic seasons, winning, etc. Men's basketball has not done this ever. So if they would have lost, I know we did not, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. Imagine if we would. Dude, I was seriously dreading if we would have lost this game and coming on the radio today. Yeah. Oh man, it would have been it just been horrible. But they didn't. Yep. Next year happened yesterday morning. Rudy, we've talked about this a lot. The fan base, and Swim made some good points. It's never been a question about fan loyalty at Nebraska. That's both an indictment and both a blessing, because if you're not doing well, you can't say if you're a premier team. What I mean by that, obviously your money making sports is not a discount to the other ones or say anything bad about them. But we know your football team, your basketball teams, your baseball teams, your softball teams, your wrestling teams, fan support has never been an issue. Gymnastics, as far as that go, has never been an issue. So you can't say, well, if we had more fan support. Think about this. Bobby Hurley, not Bobby Hurley. Yeah, it was Hurley, not Bobby, but the other Hurley. UConn's coach was aching and moaning that they can't even get a sellout at their place. But yet you got Nebraska fans traveling 8+ hours to get down to OKC, and it became Pinnacle Bank South for them. How big is it for the fan support?
Yeah, no, I think it's huge. I think that's, like, even hearing Nick talk about it earlier, how this wins for, like, guys that he kind of grew up watching and whatever. Like, not to be sappy here, I enjoyed that win a lot yesterday too. Like, now that I am being accustomed to this culture here somehow. But I think, like, just seeing how big of a win it was for everybody here, like, that's what got me. I was like, okay, like, these are for my friends, for you guys at the station, obviously for me too, to an extent. But it's like for these texters texting in, it's like, this is a win that, yes, the players want it just as much as our fans, but there are so many fans who that's all they want is just one win. They want to get there. They want to get it done. And I think that shows just what we do here. And yeah, to have the fan support is always going to be amazing, but also, like Nick said, you got to win. You can only cheer for so much for so long until something does happen. And I'm glad it happened yesterday, because I agree. I think if they lost yesterday, it would have felt for me too like a volleyball thing. Like, you had this amazing season. You did everything that not expected for their standards as far as blowing their standards out of the water. But like, I think at some point we realized, okay, like winning that first tournament game this year should be the expectation for how talented this team is, and they got it done. So I'm glad they did, but I agree. I think if they lost, it would have been a different story.
Rudy,
for sure.
It would have been the ultimate gut punch.
Oh, yeah.
The ultimate gut punch. Before I get between some of the numbers, I'm going to read some of the text that we have on here. Let me see. A self-respecting Texan is an Aggie or a Red Raider. No excuse to be a Shorthorn. No texture 3581. Rudy,
insane.
What's up with that?
I don't know. That's crazy. I'm gonna just let that one go, but it's all right.
Let that one go.
It's all right.
Scaper, good. Oh, Scaper, this picture is awesome, man. There's a picture of him and his son there down in OKC. Nice. He goes, memories made. This kid will never forget it, and neither will I. This place was insane. Scaper, man, I absolutely love that picture, man. Frame it, which I'm sure you are. That is an awesome view with you and your son right there. Thunder Not Collins. My trip in Texas was cut short, so I watched the game from my garage. Only got one noise complaint. Now I'm anticipating watching the next game in the hospital after welcoming the newest addition to our family.
Nice.
GBR, horns down, man. Thunder Not Collins, congrats to you and your family. That's the most important win right there, a healthy baby. Congratulations to you and your family, Thunder Not Collins, man. Proud of you, brother. Let me see right here. I'll have to read that one. Read that one, 85-48. I always like to read them first because I never know what's going to be on there. Let me see. Big Bird, what's up, brother? Nebraska would meet Texas only in the Natty. That would be wild. Yep. Rudy, can I read that one, man?
I believe so. Yeah. It's all just basketball. We're good.
Here we go. Gents, unknown texter 8548 from New York. Gents, catching up on the show today. Appreciate you via the podcast during the segment on Vandy. Bill mentioned a surprise on the Huskers warming up on the basket away from their bench before the game. This is always done as each team always plays offense at the away basket for the first half. Then they warm up in front of their bench before the second half as they play offense on the end of the second half. This way they get used to the rim and shooting sight lines on the basket there going each half. I think he was explaining that to Bill.
Yeah, might have been
those guys.
Text.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Yep. Brad from Watch with Nick. I think I've read a lot of those already. Yes, read a lot of those. And I'll read some more as we come. Again, the question is, where were you? What were your emotions of watching Nebraska? Rudy, think if Price Sanford is not on this team this year. I know I keep saying what ifs, but it's good. It's just good to think about. Price Sanford was absolutely unconscious yesterday. And you think about what he's meant to the program, what he's meant to this team. 7 threes, 23 points, rank mass, stuff in the staff sheet like a veteran QB reading the defense. He was all over the place, outside, inside rebounds. Sam, think about this, man. Williams got to say Hoiberg. We can just say Sam.
Yep.
And I know we're going to talk about, everybody talks about, and we do give Sam his due credit. But Price, of course, rank mass, of course. What does Sam mean to this basketball team?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm watching him play, obviously, I think above anything, that dude is just so scrappy is the way I see him. Because, he's kind of similar to what we see on the women's court who we were talking about earlier. I just think he's one of those guys that he's only 6 foot, 185 listed here. But at the end of the day, he's making these plays that kind of go against that, kind of just push that to the window. And he's just out there balling and he's having fun. And I think you can kind of see that. And it definitely just translates to these guys as well. He had only 4 points yesterday, but he had 9 rebounds in the mix. Yeah, he's not just there to just kind of run things and kind of let it happen. But he's there making things that have to be made and getting in there like that. Right here, he led in rebounds yesterday. And I think that's something that kind of shows who he is. He's willing to do whatever it takes. And I think that's kind of been the story with this team all year. You don't have just one superstar like BYU or anything like that, which is not a bad thing either because you get guys like this who just contribute in different ways almost every single night. And I think that kind of is just showing what not just this Huskers team's about, but Sam more specifically. He's willing to do what it takes, and I think it starts with him, and it gets pushed around this entire team, and I think that is what makes us so successful at times.
Price was 23 points, 7 of 11 from 3, school record, season threes, 120, Big Ten history, and he's climbing up that list as well. But you talk about complete basketball. We talked about this with the ladies as well, with Amaya Hargrove and company kicking in the chip and help Brett Prince. But you look at Nebraska, the men. Mass had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Lawrence crossed over 1,000 career points. Hoiberg, like you mentioned, 9 rebounds, 4 points. The team is connected. And one thing that Coach Hoiberg said, continue to play unselfish basketball. Mm-hmm. Rudy, when you've seen the way they moved the ball and how fluid they were, and the Nebraska went on that 20-4 run, teams that have championship aspirations, they don't just win, they start to separate themselves. And you saw that. Even Duke. Now, Duke snuck by Siena.
Yeah.
But again, I think it was 71-65, give or take, of that game. Yeah. That score of that game was. But again, they separated. You look at Michigan versus Howard. They were slugging it out for a while. Mm-hmm. Then Michigan imposed their will and separated away from them. We can say the same thing about Michigan State versus, I think it was South Dakota State or North Dakota State who they played. Same situation. They begin to separate. When you're a team that should win, and this being new air for Nebraska, for the most part, at least for this team, obviously, they showed a mettle and resolve that they showed early in the season. It's like, you know what? We're not going to play with our food. We're going to put this team out of their misery. We are a better talented team. We're deeper in this team. We've played much tougher competition, and they showed it on that run that they had yesterday, 20-4 run by separating and flipping that game early. Folks, when we come back, we're going to read some more between the numbers and stats because there were 3 particular stats, one in particular that Coach Hoiberg talked about in the post-game conference that has helped propel Nebraska on the second half of the season, along with their wins throughout, securing 27 victories, another school record besides the gorilla they got off their back by getting their first NCAA win. Like Swim mentioned, and RG, we talked about, Rudy, may not be a big deal to a lot of programs who are used to it. Kind of like Nebraska and football in the heydays. We were just used to it. Yeah. Well, guess what? We haven't been used to it in basketball, but it feels awfully dang good, man. We'll come between the numbers when we come back. Keep your texts coming in. Where were you at when you watched Nebraska finally get the gorilla off their back? What's your emotions? Also, what's your thoughts for Nebraska's game 7:45 Saturday night in Bricktown as they take on Vandy? Much better competition for sure. We'll be back. It's The Drive.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Nebraska men's basketball is dancing. The Huskers qualified for the NCAA tournament, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to cover all the action. Follow me, Austin Orman, on all 93.7 The Ticket social media platforms for updates throughout Nebraska's appearance in the Big Dance. Our coverage from Oklahoma City is made possible by Sandhills Careers and Insight Partners.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hello, I'm Steve Sipple, co-host of Early Break, weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And my favorite thing to do, see, or go to in downtown Lincoln is probably O'Rourke's. It's not like I go there that often, but when I do, it takes me back to my college years. It's always been a very chill bar. Seems like they play good music, just a good vibe in there. And I look forward to my next trip into that bar.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppell. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at coppellcars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That sweet sultry jazz sounds a lot better on a Friday victory.
Yep.
Again, the Husker men take care of business. Women tip off at 1 p.m. there at Cameron Indoor Arena there at Duke. Can't stand Duke, man. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Do you like Duke, man?
Not really.
But I will say this. I respect the heck out of them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like them, but I definitely respect Duke. And when you win like they've won for so many years, you can't help but do it. Brad from Baldwin. You know who didn't separate was Wisconsin. Thinks about Wisconsin. I'm not sure what you mean there, Brad. I probably lost my train of thought when you're on that one. So yeah, Bill and Bennett, man. Good morning. I'm right with you. He goes, the emotions that I could feel from listening to Kent Pavelka on the radio was priceless. And man, Bill, it was. And I obviously I was watching the game, and then I went back and just looked at some of the clips and the highlights of Kent. Man, that guy's been doing this for 4 decades. And to see that was so cool, man. Denny in Mobile. What's up, Denny? Without Sam, I don't think we would be in the tournament at all, in my opinion. You know what? Call me crazy, Denny. I don't think they are either. Yeah. I seriously don't think they are, because he brings the intangibles every night. Mm-hmm. Those little things that get unnoticed. Nebraska, I don't think Nebraska's there without him. That's just me. That's just me. All right. That's just me. I'm no pro, but I've been around a lot of basketball, played a lot of basketball, seen a lot of basketball. Mm-hmm. He's just one of those pieces. And you know what? He reminds me a lot. You go back to the Bulls back in their heydays. Now, obviously, Jordan covered for a lot of people, but you look at the guys like the Paxtons that just did things that just knew their role in that team. You look at the bad boys with Detroit back in the day. Dennis Rodman just knew his role. Of course, you had Lambert. Of course, you had Isaiah. Of course, you had Benny the Microwave. You had Joe Dumars and all that. But you look at the great Boston Celtics. Of course, you had McHale. You had Bird. Of course, you had Robert Parrish. But then you had the Dennis Johnsons, the Danny Ainge, all the other guys that came in that helped. You look at any great team there's always those X factors that you don't see it. Their stats don't jump out, but the ones that do jump out are the ones that keep the big stats going. So I'm with you on that. And speaking of the stats, we're going to dive into those as well and get to those. Rudy, overall, Rudy, Burke, I thought, played a great game yesterday.
Yep.
Just had big moments. He was 4 of 7. He had 9 points. Now, look at this point distribution. He had 9. Of course, Sanford, the Price is Right. I seen those T-shirts.
Yeah.
Did you see those in the audience last night?
I did.
That was nice marketing right there. He dropped a 23-piece. Rank Mass. Let me ask you this, Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
Rink, he's been 7 years. Obviously, 2 injuries that took out 2 of those years. But 7 years. How happy were you for him? And you seen him hug Kim Pavelka yesterday post-game. How happy are for you him, and how hard had it been for him to sit out last year and to watch, knowing if he's playing last year, that could have been a different look.
Yeah.
They're probably not playing in Las Vegas. They're probably playing in the tournament.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, this year, if you're in Rink Mass's shoes, how good does it feel to know you were part of the team that got that massive gorilla off the back of Nebraska basketball?
Yeah, I'm sure a big part of what he is feeling is probably like justification is what I think, in terms of, okay, like that, the injuries, the setbacks are always going to suck. Like, there's never a time where in the moment you're like, okay, this is for the better. But I'm sure now, looking back on it, everything he's gone through, everything that sidelined him, whatever it may be, it's all paying off. You're part of history, like you said. Like, you're on that team. You're immortalized forever, at least in Husker history, tournament history. I'll keep it there. But like, I think it's something that in the moment you're injured, you're on paper. They said it almost every time he touched the ball, 7th year senior. But realistically, he got it done. They're out there for a reason. Like, he contributed. He's not just milking this forever and ever, but he is someone that it's kind of paid off for him. And I think that's probably, if I'm in those exact shoes, you're the first team to ever do it. I think you probably feel like that justified in what you chose to do. And now everything kind of, I'm sure it made sense for him when they were on this amazing run too. But I think that probably just is the cherry on top, at least for now. And like you said, now the goalpost moves even further. Now you got to get it done again tomorrow. But I think it's a good feeling for him. Absolutely.
I couldn't. I like I said, Rudy, I literally had a frog in my throat watching the end of that game yesterday, man. My cup of coffee, hand was shaking. I'm just thinking, just go Big Red. Just go Big Red. It was good to see it. Rank Mass finished with 11. Of course, Sam had his 4 points, but 9 boards that were huge. Steals as well. Jamarcus Lawrence, talk about Jamarcus Lawrence reminds me of a jazz musician, just smooth.
Mm-hmm.
How big was he? We can keep going. We can play this game all morning long, Rudy. How big was the number of jump shots he hit yesterday, the threes that he hit? I mean, he's just like the ringleader, if you would, along with Sam. But I would say they're different in their leadership, to where Sam is more, he's going to get those dirty balls. He's going to get some of those buckets that you think he should get. He's going to get steals. He's going to die. Jamarcus is one of those guys to where he's going to push the tempo, then slow the tempo. He'll silently assassinate you, just like he did with Illinois earlier in the year.
Exactly.
How important has he been for him to come back from Rhode Island to say, I'm going to get on this run with y'all?
Yeah, no, I think he's been huge, especially the way you say, like, you kind of just watch him, and like, whether it is a jump shot that he's controlled under, or one of those where he's kind of on the move, it never seems like a bad shot. And like, I say that for obviously in a great way, but I think when he has the ball, you kind of just, as a fan too, you kind of know that whatever's going to happen next, either whether it is a shot, whether it's a jump shot he's pulling up on, whether he is just passing it off, it's like he doesn't make too many mistakes where you're watching. It's like, okay, what are we doing? But I like the way he plays. I think you're right. He can, whatever the tempo is, he matches it and he pushes it. Whether they got to take some time, whether they're pushing it down the court, he kind of knows how to maneuver down the court, which I think is like one of those intangibles we're talking about too. And obviously he went, where's it at? 4 for 8 on the floor, and 7 of those are 3-pointers. So like that, he knows his role. He knows that he is deadly out there. Obviously 3 for 7 is not anything that is going to win you a 3-point contest at the end of the day, but those 9 points are going to make a difference any day of the week too. And so I think for someone like him, I enjoy it. I like watching him play. I completely agree. He's fun to watch too whenever he does have that ball in his hands, for sure.
He's smooth, man. Yep. I'm going to read some more of these texts before we go to break. I told you to get to me as I possibly could. Husker, again, watching Sam's first bucket be put back, layup after a miss that he grabbed between the trees, had the whole arena hyped up. Oh, I'm sure it went nuts in there, man. Bill and Bennett, I could not agree with you more. I'm so sick of the BTN. And I totally agree with you. They're talking more about Ohio State and Wisconsin losing than Nebraska's win. Yeah. And you know what? And I tweeted this, and I don't tweet a whole lot, Rudy. You know, I don't. Yeah. Twitter can be like just vile at times. Yeah. And I just, I'll tweet a few things here and there, but I'm just like, anyway. it was so surreal as I'm sitting there listening to Clark Kellogg, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley talk about Nebraska basketball. And then you hear Chris Webber talking about Nebraska basketball. They showed a picture of Chris Webber and Hoiberg going for a loose ball when they played against each other. And I'm thinking this is so foreign to not only to me, but to all of us as Husker fans to have the national media talking about Nebraska basketball. But Rudy, they've earned that.
Yeah.
And that's why and Bill, I'm with you. It infuriates me to where you just can't give credit where credit is due. The BTN, they're so stuck on Ohio State and Wisconsin. And we played Ohio State. You would have thought Ohio State was ranked, and we weren't, during that game. But nevertheless, just keep winning games and let them do what they're going to do. Unknown texter 4746. Rudy, I want to get your input on this. Good morning. Goes, Mass needs to get back to the inside hook shot. I agree because it was nasty. He's a surgeon with that shot. I'm confused. I'm surgical with this, Jake. How you want it, Jake? You know what movie I'm talking about?
I did not.
You ever seen American Gangster?
No.
It's not American Gangster. I messed up, you guys. I know. It's not American Gangster. When he says I'm surgical with this, Jake, it's right. No, what is that movie? Oh, you want an Oscar for it? It's not Ride Along. Text line, help me out. I totally blew this movie. Training Day. It's called Training Day. It's called Training Day. Denzel Washington with Ethan Hawke. He goes, how you want this, Jake? I'm surgical with this. Boop. I'm surgical with this. Boop. I can't say the words you were saying. But unknown texter 4746, he is surgical. Rudy, did you notice the baby hook by the son of Mast yesterday?
I did not. But I mean, I do wonder whenever this happens sometimes. I'll see it in the NBA as well, and just in high school sports when we're watching it here, we hear about it sometimes that some of these guys like bread and butter, they kind of get away from it. And I think that is like a scheme thing. And whether that, like you're saying here, we kind of do need to maybe get back to that. But I do wonder if something in the Husker circle, maybe they're trying to work on something different for him. But yeah, I am confused as well as maybe why you do get away from that. If you notice something, but I don't understand that too much sometimes, especially at the end of the season like this when you need what's going to be working for you. I mean, obviously they won, so it's not like that's a problem. But I do wonder what maybe could be the reason for that.
You know, one thing I'll say to this, the late Aldi Johnson, God rest his soul, the former coach at Lincoln High, he had a lot of sayings. Life is like a 10-speed bike. He would say things like that. And let me harness your quickness, things like that. But he would also say, let the game come to you. Yesterday, I thought was a perfect example of Rink allowing the game to come to him. He didn't have to force anything. He just allowed the game to come to him. And he knew he was better than the guy guarding him as far as that goes. And he showed us, a lot of his arsenal, what's in his tool belt that he showed yesterday. There were jump hooks, there were turnaround, there was banks, there was some had some shots from the outside as well. So again, as much as we would like to see him exert his will, it's also comforting to let him know, to watch him, and also to let him know, let the game come to you, which it did, because it came to Price, it came to Rink, it came to Jamarcus. I can go on and on and on as far as that goes. So it was good to hear that. And Songbird, it was good to hear. Charles Barkley said he was cheering for Nebraska. It was cool to hear that and to see that. And Songbird, I'm right with you. I loved hearing that. Starkey, good morning. Starkey and Bennett. It's nice to see another Nebraska men's program have an identity and take control. It was just assumed in the 90s with football. Lost it for a minute. Take it back. Football is next. Starkey, I like that. Like your commentary there, my brother. Rod in South Lincoln, age 60. What's up, my brother? Age 62. When the crowd started chanting, "Go Big Red," with about 2:30 left to go in the game, tears were in my eyes. And Rod in South Lincoln, rightfully so, because we've never seen it. I told you, Roddy, I literally had a frog in my throat at the restaurant, man. I'm just thinking this was just, and if you're not from here, you're just not going to get it.
Yeah.
If you haven't been through the misery we have been through, you're just not going to get it. And quite honestly, Rudy, I don't care.
Yeah. That's why I said it too. This win is huge for everybody. As me, just being a new fan of this, I'm obviously happy a win's a win, and I understand the significance. But reading these stories, even seeing that picture with the father and his kid they got sent, it's like that's priceless. What I was happy for. It's like these are the guys, whether I like it or not, sometimes it's I'm gonna have to be a Husker fan, and I'm cool with that, I guess. But these are the people that I'm glad are tuning in. These are the people I'm glad listen to us on the radio. I was happy for the entire city of Lincoln, all the Husker fans. It was awesome to see.
It was cool to see, man. Cool to see. And Rod, I'm right with you. Last one before we go to our last quick break, 96, 92, 41 years I've been waiting for this. Listened or watched every game we have lost in the past. The feeling I have now is just like a dream. Brother, let's keep dreaming 96, 92 and enjoying this beautiful ride that these young men are taking us on. And Aiden, I'm right with you. Happy for Kent Pavelka. Unknown texter, Scott in Tulsa, you're right there. It was electric being at the game in person, goosebumps and tears. GBR, Scott, keep pumping. Go Big Red and enjoy it down there in Tulsa. Folks, we'll be back. It's The Drive, 93.7 A Ticket.
The wait is over. It's Truck Month at Anderson Ford, which means big selection and even bigger savings on Ford F-150s. Like lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for only $195 per month. The truck that's built to work hard and play hard. Another reason you'll experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008409. Previous service letter. $195 per month for 36 months, 7,500 miles per year, 8,500 with type. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppell. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0% or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O. Nebraska men's basketball is dancing. The Huskers qualified for the NCAA tournament, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to cover all the action. Follow me, Austin Orman, on all 93.7 The Ticket social media platforms for updates throughout Nebraska's appearance in the Big Dance. Our coverage from Oklahoma City is made possible by Sandhills Careers and Insight Partners. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Dana Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Dana Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Dana Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all of the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this Victory Friday, post-Victory Friday from Nebraska's win over Troy yesterday. I've got cousins down in Mobile, Alabama, and they're obviously, of course, Nebraska fans, but they don't like Troy either, which is in Troy, Alabama. I've actually spoken at Troy on their campus before, so it's good to see Nebraska take care of that. Big shout out to the men's wrestling team. Keep it going today as well. To keep going with that. Rudy, what time is the first pitch for Nebraska baseball? Because I want to, because we got Michigan, and I wanted to make sure that we did not let that escape from us. We can get that out to our listeners.
First pitch today at 3 p.m. Central.
3 p.m. Beautiful day for it. Beautiful day for it. So excited for that. So tune in for that. Folks, the 80 attitude adjustment is this. Finish what you've been avoiding. It's hard to finish if you've never get started. See, this past week, I was traveling a lot, as you know. And I didn't share this a lot on social media, but I have in the past. See, not long ago, folks, travel was not good for me. And when I mean it, I enjoyed the engagements, enjoyed doing things like that. But between the speakings and the hotel rooms and the airplanes, it left me a lot of time with my thoughts, Rudy, a lot of time to think. And those thoughts pulled me towards the pain of losing people that I'd lost. And I would go to a dark place. I'd shut down. I'd stay busy working more. And I was good at numbing the feelings. I was wasn't good at grieving. And grief doesn't work that way, man. So if you're going through something today, grief is brutal. There are no healthy ways around it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You must go through grief, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a lost loved one, maybe a job, I don't know. But the very spelling of the word through, rough, is in there as well. It's going to be rough. There's no sugarcoating that. Full stop. It's hard. But you know what, folks? Healing starts when honesty starts. I'm struggling. This is where I'm at. I need some help. I need somebody to talk to. So, folks, stop avoiding what you need to face. Believe me, I lived it. I'm the warning, not the example, because it's hard to finish healing if you never start grieving. Feel it, face it, walk through it at your speed, but don't go around it. Don't go over, don't go under. You must go through. It's your attitude, folks. And that is the attitude adjustment for today. Folks, Nebraska basketball, 1 o'clock for the ladies. They will play against the Baylor Bears. Will be a good game. Lots of Husker stuff, folks. Thanks for riding with us this morning. You want to stay tuned because they'll be broadcasting from where, Rudy?
Buffalo Wings and Rings on O Street. We got Bach in the Black Shirt coming up next, Adam Carricker, and Bach in the Black Shirt again, and then Old School all day from there. So keep it tuned. Drop by the station or drop by You could drop by the station if you want, but drop by Buffalo Wings and Rings as well. So whatever y'all need, we got it covered for you today. All right. We'll see y'all. Keep it tuned 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.